Welcome to Virtual Storytime. My name is Mr. Andy, and I am the youth librarian over here at the Maricopa Public Library. And I am so happy and thankful that you decided to join me this morning. Now, during our virtual story times, we work on early literacy. That is building up all those skills that our little ones will need when they start learning to read and write. And then, of course, the easier it is for them to learn to read and write, the better we can predict they will do in school. Don't forget, right now we do have our summer reading program going on. If you're not signed up yet, go ahead and hop online to maricopa.azsummerreading.org, or you can download the Read Squared app and you can get signed up for free, keep your little one reading over the summer, and get prizes for doing so. Now, without further ado, this program, we use songs, rhymes, finger plays, we read some books, and all those things that we'll be doing will be building up that early literacy we were talking about a little bit earlier. Here, let me show you what we're working on this morning. All right, so for today, we're going to be focusing on letter knowledge. So we'll be focusing on what those letters are, how they sound, and then even what they look like. So let's go ahead and hop on with our first activity. Now, before we get started and before I forget, remember adults, this program is as much for you as it is for your little ones. You are your child's first and best teacher, so the more you jump on in, try and do the activities and the songs and rhymes and games, the more they're going to want to copy what you're doing and the better experience you will have. So remember that while we go through all of our songs and our activities. So our first activity is called our Hello Song. We do this at the beginning of all of our story times, in person and virtual, and it helps to let our little ones know that we're ready to get started with the program. Here's how it goes. We sing, hello, hello. Can you clap your hands? And then we'll give a clap 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello. Can you clap your hands? We'll do the same thing. 1, 2, 3. Can you reach up high? Just like that, all the way up. Can you touch your toes? Touching your toes all the way down. Can you turn around? There you go. And can you say hello? Hello, just like that. Then we use our feet to stomp on the ground, and at the end, we'll combine them together nice and quickly. Are you ready to give it a try? All right, go ahead and sing along with me as loud as you can. Let's go ahead and start on the count of 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello. Can you clap your hands? Hello, hello. Can you clap your hands? Can you stretch up high? Can you touch your toes? Can you turn around? Can you say hello? Hello? Hello, hello. Can you stamp your feet? Stomp, stomp, stomp. Hello, hello. Can you stamp your feet? Stomp, stomp, stomp. Can you stretch up high? Can you touch your toes? Can you turn around? Can you say hello? Hello? Hello, hello. Can you clap your hands? Hello, hello. Can you stamp your feet? Stomp, stomp, stomp. Let's give everyone a round of applause. Now that we did our hello song, that means we're ready to get started. So our next activity, we're going to be using our box. And this box is extra special because guess what? There are things inside of our box. But in order to pull things out of our box, we have to sing a special song. It's called Do You Know What's Inside? It's to the tune of Do You Know the Muffin Man? But instead we sing Do you know what's inside? What's inside? What's inside? Do you know what's inside of this little box? And then we'll be able to pull things out of it and see what our box brought us today. Let's go ahead and give it a try on the count of 1, 2, 3. Do you know what's inside? What's inside? What's inside? Do you know what's inside of this little box? Are you ready to see what's inside? Let's do it together. Let's see. Let's find out what we have here. Ooh. Look at that. It's a letter. Do you know what letter that is? It's the letter A. Can we all try together saying the letter A on the count of 3? 1, 2, 3. A. Awesome. Well, here, let me put my letter A right over here. And let's sing our song again and find out what else our box brought us today. Let's sing it together on the count of 1, 2, 3. Do you know what's inside? What's inside? What's inside? Do you know what's inside of this little box? Let's see what else is inside. Let's see. Oh. Whoa! What is that? It's the letter B. Can we try saying that letter together on the count of 3? 1, 2, 3. B. Awesome, awesome. Well, let's go ahead and put this B right next to our A. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and sing our song one more time and find out what else is inside our box. This is our last time, so make sure you sing extra loud. That way everyone can hear you, okay? Let's sing on 1, 2, 3. Do you know what's inside? What's inside? What's inside? Do you know what's inside of this little box? Let's see our last object. Let's see. Whoa, it must be hiding. Hold on. There we go. And what is that? It's the letter C. Isn't that awesome? And it's a green C. Very cool. Well, let's see over here. Wow, so we have some letters this morning. Let's see if all of you can remember what letters we have this morning. Let's see here. We have our letter. What was this letter? A. That was our letter A. Well, what letter was this one? B. That's right. And our last letter we had this morning was C. Amazing. Thank you so much for joining me in that activity. Tell you what, let me put this away and then let's go ahead and read our first book. Our first book for this morning is called Eating the Alphabet, Fruits and Vegetables from A to Z by Lois Ellert. Now, this book is a lot of fun because we don't get to just practice our alphabet. We also get to put them to some physical objects that our little ones can understand, like our fruits and vegetables. Here, let's go ahead and start at the very beginning. Apple to zucchini. Come take a look. Start eating your way through this alphabet book. A. A for artichoke, avocado, asparagus, apple. B for blueberry, Brussels sprouts, bean, beet, broccoli, and what's that? Banana. C for currant, cucumber, celery and corn, cabbage, cherry, and what's this orange one down here? A carrot. D for date. E for endive, eggplant. And what letter is that? F for fig. G for gooseberry, grapefruit and grapes. H for huckleberry. I for Indian corn. J for jicama and jalapeno. Q for kumquat, kiwi fruit. L for lemon. Do you know what color lemons are? Yellow. What other L words do we have? Lettuce and lime. M for melon, mango. N for nectarine. O for okra and oranges. P for peach, pineapple, papaya, plum, pomegranate. P for parsnip, potato. Peppers. Look at those peppers. And do you know what fruit that is? A pumpkin. Looks like ready to make a jack-o'-lantern. Q for quince. R for rutabaga and radish. Radicchio. Doesn't that look gorgeous? S for Swiss chard and spinach, starfruit, strawberries. T for turnip, tangerine, tomato. U for ugly fruit. V for vegetable marrow. W for watercress and watermelon. X for shigua. Y for yam and Z for zucchini. And then at the end of this book, it does have all of our fruits and vegetables at the very back. Oh, very cool. Thank you so much for joining me in reading that book, Eating the Alphabet, Fruits and Vegetables A to Z. If you want to get a hold of this book, don't forget that we do provide curbside service right now, and you can go online to go ahead and put in a request to get this book, along with a bunch of other items that we have in our collection. All right, our next activity that we're going to do means that we need to use a song. Now, this song is called Did You Ever See a... And we're going to fill in that blank with the help of the book we just read. The tune is Did You Ever See a Lassie? So if you know that tune, feel free to jump right in with the song. But instead of saying a lassie, we're going to be saying some of our fruits and vegetables. Let's see what we can use here. Let's see. Oh, there we go. With our beginning, our letter A, let's go ahead and do it with an apple. So when we do this song, we're going to say, did you ever see an apple, an apple, an apple, Did you ever see an apple go this way and that? And then if you want to have your little one use their hands, and they can go this way and that way and that way and this way. Did you ever see an apple go this way and that? Let's go ahead and do it together. This is our first one, so let's go ahead and get those jitters out. Let's do it on the count of 1, 2, 3. Did you ever see an apple, an apple, an apple? Did you ever see an apple go this way and that? This way and that way and that way and this way. Did you ever see an apple go this way and that? Great! Let's go ahead and see what other fruits and vegetables we can use. Oh, let's go ahead and go over to our letter G and use grape. Let's go ahead and sing the song using grape going this way and that. Everyone ready? On the count of 1, 2, 3. Did you ever see a grape, a grape, a grape? Did you ever see a grape go this way and that? This way and that way and that way and this way. Did you ever see a grape go this way and that? Oh, that was fun. Let's do one more. Let's see what others we can use. Oh, do you remember what this purple fruit over here was? A plum. Let's sing our song with our plum. On the count of 1, 2, 3. Did you ever see a plum? A plum, a plum. Did you ever see a plum go this way and that? This way and that way and that way and this way. Did you ever see a plum go this way and that? Oh, give yourselves a round of applause. That was awesome. Now, as you can see in my adults, we were able to use this book to help practice some of that letter knowledge and also learning some maybe new vocabulary along with these fruits and vegetables. This is a technique you can do with nearly any book that you can find. Simply just pick out a letter or an object and see if you can have your little one tell you what they are, how they sound, and what they do. That's an easy way for you to keep the learning going on at home. Now, let's go ahead and move on to our second book. All right, our next book that we're going to read is called Little Eye by Michael Hall. Look, there's our little eye right there. Let's go ahead and read our story together and find out what happens to our little eye. There's some letters right over there. And look! When Little Eye's dot fell off, it rolled down a hill, tumbled over a cliff, and splashed into the sea. The alphabet was confused. Without a dot, Little Eye looked like a number. It was odd. Strange, said Strange. And you can't make any words with a number. No way, said No and W, A, and Y. Where was the dot? Little Eye set out to find it. Best of luck, said Best and Of and Luck. Little Eye searched the sea for weeks. Was the dot there? Do you see the dot? No, it was not there, but Little Eye did not give up. Little Eye landed on an island and walked along a winding seaside passage that went all the way from one end to the other. Was the dot there? Do you see the dot? It was not there, but Little Eye saw something. It was exciting, spectacular, magnificent, and very, very loud. Little Eye explored a cold, dark tunnel. Was the dot there? It was not there, but Little Eye discovered precious gems sparkling in the walls. The garden of sprouts was lovely. Was the dot there? It was not there. But Little Eye paused, and paused again to admire each one. Little Eye hiked up a hill, climbed down several steps, crossed a spine-chilling bridge, and rambled on and on and on, all the way to the end of the winding seaside passage. Was the dot there? Yes, it was. Little Eye stopped at last. But now, oddly, the dot felt awkward. It wouldn't stay in its place. And what's more, Little Eye had grown to like being dotless. So, very gently, Little Eye put the dot back in its new spot. And headed home without it. And one day, ahoy, said A-H-O-Y. The alphabet was silent as Little Eye approached. Was the dot there? It was not there, and Little Eye had changed. Little Eye wasn't little anymore. What had Little Eye become? A word! I, said Big Eye. Bravo, said B-R-A-V-O, and with that, the entire alphabet cheered. Hooray! The end. Let's give that book a little round of applause. Thank you for joining me in Little Eye by Michael Hall. All right, it's time for us to move on to our next activity. And for this one, I need to use my special box again, because this one is called Our Librarian Had a Box. It's to the tune of Old MacDonald Had a Farm, but instead, we're going to be using those letters that we had earlier from inside our box. So it's going to go a little like this. We're going to sing, Our librarian had a box, E-I-E-I-O, and in that box he had a... And then we're going to pull out those letters, and we're going to be practicing those letter sounds along with those letters. Let's see if you can do it along with me. Let's do our first one on the count of 1, 2, 3. Our librarian had a box, E-I-E-I-O, and in that box he had a C, E-I-E-I-O, with a k here and a k there. Here a k, there a k, everywhere a k. Our librarian had a box, E-I-E-I-O. Excellent. Now let's go and do that again and do it with another one of our letters. Everyone ready? We'll do this on the count of 1, 2, 3. Our librarian had a box, E-I-E-I-O. And in that box he had a B, E-I-E-I-O. With a bu here and a bu there. Here a bu, there a bu, everywhere a bu. Our librarian had a box, E-I-E-I-O. Now let's go and sing it one more time and see what our last letter is. Are you ready? On the count of 1, 2, 3. Our librarian had a box, E-I-E-I-O. And in that box he had a... Uh-oh. Oh. There it is. Are you ready? A, E-I-E-I-O. With an ah here and an ah there. Here an ah, there an ah, everywhere an ah. Our librarian had a box, E-I-E-I-O. Great job! Now, guess what? It's time for us to do a fun little activity where we get to practice writing out those letters. Here, let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, here's what I'm talking about. So, we've been working with some of our alphabet this morning with our letter A, and our letter B, and our letter C. But now let's bring it a little bit further and practice our writing. So if you at home have your own pencil, paper, crayons, what have you, go ahead and grab it and you can join me in practicing with our 3 letters here. If you don't have those with you and you want to just do it on your own, no worries. Have your little one use their finger and they can practice making those letters with their finger. That's just as important and can be just as useful as actually using a writing utensil. So let's go ahead and try with our first one. Our first letter is A. So let's go ahead and do it together. Let's start right down here. And we're going to go all the way up, all the way down. Up. What else does it need? It needs that line right through the middle. The letter A. Isn't that a pretty letter A? And then we have a B. Let's go ahead and practice writing our letter B together. Let's start here right at the very top, and we're going to go all the way down. So there's our line. It needs 2 of those curves, kind of like circles around that straight line. Here, let's give it a try. Let's start up here at the top, and then we're going to go around and around. We got our letter B. So we practiced A, B. It's time for a C. Let's go ahead and do our C together. Do you see how our C is curved just like that? But it doesn't curve all the way around. It has a little gap right here. Let's go ahead and try our letter C. Let's start right over here. And then we got to make it a big round. There. Our letter C. We did it. We did our letter A, our letter B, and our letter C. Excellent work. And now for my adults, this is something that you can do with your little one with the entire alphabet. See if you can make a whole day or at least a whole activity out of working with your letters, sounds, and practicing some of that pre-writing as well. All of these skills will be useful when your children are learning to read and write and getting into school. Now, let's go ahead and hop back and do our last activity. Excellent. Thank you for joining me in doing that writing activity. Now, we're coming towards the end of our virtual story time this morning, but I want to thank everyone for joining in and hopefully having a little fun with all of our activities, reading, and our early literacy practice. Now, don't forget, if you saw this program, you can log this as minutes for your summer reading goal. Don't forget, if you haven't signed up, go to maricopa.azsummerreading.org, get signed up, and start logging those minutes. And I want to give a shout out and kudos to all of my adults out there who joined us in this program, because we worked on getting your little one ready for school and ready to learn to read and write. Now, our last activity that we're going to do together is called If You're Happy and You Know It. So, if you're happy to know it, we're going to clap our hands, we're going to stomp our feet, we're going to shout hooray, we're going to do all three, and then we're going to say goodbye. Let's go ahead and do our final song together, nice and loud, on the count of 1, 2, 3. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet, stomp, stomp. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet, stomp, stomp. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet, stomp, stomp. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray. If you're happy and you know it, do all three. Clap, clap, stomp, stomp, hooray. If you're happy and you know it, do all three. Clap, clap, stomp, stomp, hooray. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, do all three. Clap, clap, stomp, stomp, hooray. Now if you're happy and you know it, wave goodbye. Goodbye. If you're happy and you know it, wave goodbye. Goodbye. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, wave goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you so much for tuning in. Feel free to rewatch and share this video wherever you would like. It will be up and available through the end of the month of June. Thank you, and we'll see you next week. Bye!